thriving, not saving, not investing, not growing, not...
2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living. I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, and a lot of the time they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills. And for anyone who's thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it. And you know damn well, if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right? Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
I don't personally think she's doing it just because it's a position that she claims somebody has to do. I think it's something that she enjoys doing. She just wants to be compensated more for what she's doing. At least that's what it sounds like to me.
You want to talk about radicalizing the working class, babe? I come into my job yesterday. We clock in. Our boss is like, you guys got to do the price changes. We're going to do them as a team because it's faster that way. Usually it was one person. We're like, all right, no biggie. We divvy up the price changes yesterday. We're looking at the items. The markup is literally over 100%. I'm talking the things that were $20 on Wednesday are now $40. Literally over 100% motherfucking markup. And here's the craziest part. We clocked back in this morning. 48 hours. And the prices have increased on the exact same items that we put out yesterday. I'm talking, I put out a sign for something on the 5th of January, 2 weeks ago, and it was $49.99. And now, in 48 hours, it has gone from $49.99 to $79.99 to $129. $129. Ain't shit changed with the vendor. Ain't shit changed with the company. Ain't shit changed with the manufacturer. Ain't shit changed about how they building it. It just went up more than double the price in 48 hours.
I don't think this young lady really knows 100% what she's talking about. Do I believe that there are some companies that will jack up the price just because they can? But again, when she's saying that nothing's changed with this, nothing's changed with the vendor, nothing's changed with the merchandise, blah, 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 blah. My personal opinion is she's not in know what's really going on at the corporate level behind the scenes. Now, if that's really true, 49 to 129, that's ridiculous. But my thinking would make me believe that there's a little more to the story than she's letting on. And then she says, and then we clock right back in. What else are you going to do? Go find another job if you're not happy about it. I'm sorry if I'm seeming insensitive, but these people get on these videos and they rant and they complain about the job that they have, how much money they're not making. Do something about it.
Everyone talks about how New York City is in a housing crisis, but I think I found a unit that exemplifies it perfectly. Today, I'm going to show you the most insane apartment I've seen in New York City. This is a whole apartment. Yes, I am not kidding. Have you ever seen a smaller apartment? Because I don't think I have, to be honest. It does have washing.
Can somebody explain to me why people would live in a place like this in New York? I get it, you got to find somewhere to live. But to me, unless you're just a single person that doesn't need a lot of space, this is like smaller than a tiny home. For me personally, I couldn't live in something this small. I would feel claustrophobic.
In the unit, if that makes a difference. But here's a kitchen. So the only probable layout that I think could actually work here is your bed in that corner, but you're sleeping in your kitchen basically. You have ventilation, but you have no sunlight facing the alley. Then the closet opens up and you can't get through to the bathroom without closing this door. And then when you get to the bathroom, you have to keep this door closed so that the shower door can open. This is pretty crazy. And that's also facing the alley. The crazy part is they did include washer and dryer fold here. You do have a full oven and a dishwasher with a microwave and a fridge. So basically, I want to show you how small this apartment actually is. This is me going full wingspan to the end, and I'm basically touching both walls right now.
No way in the world.
And there's probably a good reason why this apartment has been on the market for over 6.5 months. And if you're familiar with New York City real estate, a rental for 6.5 months is a really long time. So before I tell you guys what the rent is, I want you to take a guess. Here's one last look. All right, you're definitely wrong. It's $2,500.
I was thinking like $400,
That's
like
crazy.
electricity included, because no way in hell you expect someone to live in that cubicle
And
for
people
that
do.
amount of
People
money.
do.
Like literally,
I
you
couldn't.
are insane. Like, what is going on with this landlord?
I mean, I guess if I had no place else to go, but there's no way I'm paying $2,500 for that. For $2,500, I'm living in a 5-bedroom house. But again, you're talking New York.
To be honest, like oh my God, they need to be checked. Like something is wrong.
My budget for March is $40. That's $10 a week. Y'all wanna do something? That's it. It gotta be $10 or fucking less. Nigga, I don't make bad money. Where the is it going? I'm not understanding.
Before we listen to this young lady here, and sometimes I wonder if these people get on here because they have nothing else to do and they're just trying to make a video, which is probably a lot of truth. But this young man that I just showed you, he's asking where's his money going. If he don't know where his money's going, who does? See, I'm an older man now. When I was younger, I made a lot of bad decisions. I had a gas card. I didn't look at finances the way I look at it now. I mean, I remember one time my sister had to bail me out because I couldn't even pay the bill. I think it was like $300. I just was like, hey, talk to my boys, let's go joyriding, you know, like we used to do back in the day. I'm like, got my credit card. I just stick it in the machine and, you know, in the gas pump and pay for my gas. Wasn't thinking at that time that it was going to be a bill due at the end of the month. And a lot of these young people, I just don't think they've figured it out yet. There's no way that you are making good money like you said you are, and you don't know where your money is going unless you're wasting it on a whole bunch of stupid stuff.
Not normal. I'm gonna need everybody to snap out of it. Stop trying to make 2 incomes, 3 incomes, multiple streams of income normal. It's not. Capitalism is just winning.
Nobody else has the balls to say it. I'm going to say it. You get paid on a Thursday. 2 days later, the money's gone. It all went to bills. And then 6 days later, you're negative $600 because 2 random bills came up that were 3 times more expensive than they were years in the past. And now you get paid again, but now you're negative $600 something. So a third of your paycheck is now gone. And you have a business on the side, but the business on the side is struggling because everybody else is in the same position and nobody's buying shit. Does anybody else feel this way?
Okay, so let me ask you guys to comment in the comment section on this one. Is it just me being an older man, having lived a little bit longer, or is it just this younger generation that just doesn't get it? Now, I'm sure some of you younger folks would probably say, I just don't understand. You probably retired. You don't have to deal with this stuff. No, I have had my struggles, but I have always been somebody that was willing to go out and grind to do whatever I had or needed to do in order to make ends meet. Let me know your thoughts on that.
Work harder. Keep going. Don't stop. If you stop, you suck. Make money. If you don't make enough, you won't be able to pay shit. Work harder, make more. You made more, now make more. You're in America. It's the land of opportunity. You can do anything you want in this country. Just work harder, grind, go, make more, make more, make more. You gotta pay your bills. How do you support your family? You gotta raise a kid. America's dream, buy a house. Look at all this debt. Oh, you're not making it? Huh, must be because you're just not working hard enough. Our capitalist world in America is centered around you have to make money to survive, and you got to make more of it to continue to survive, and you got to make more than the person to your left and to your right if you want to even come close to thriving. But let me ask you something that has been jarring at my brain, and this British economist who I've been following for quite a while now actually just said it, and I need to articulate this better, but what does the next decade look like with the generation of young men coming up trying to work their ass off that aren't seeing anything? the amount of people that are working hard, doing everything they can to put food on the table, put a roof over their head, provide for them and their family, maybe just them and their wife and their husband, whoever, is now in a world where if they work harder, they're not making enough money. And when they're not making enough money, they're being told it's because they're not working hard enough. They were able to do it. Grandma was able to do it. Uncle was able to do it. Sister-in-law was able to do it. Why can't you do it? Huh? You must not be working hard enough. You must not be doing it right. You need to stop being lazy. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps.
There's a little bit of truth to what he's saying. Now, he's made a comment about Britain, so I don't know if he lives in this country. My guess is that he lives in the UK. And I don't really know what's going on in the UK right now. I've heard they're having their problems too. But there's a little bit of truth in what he's saying. In some areas, prices are higher and things have changed, but I still believe there are places where you can live. You can afford to live. You can afford food. A lot of people live beyond their means. And I did the same thing when I was younger. If I wanted something, I went out and bought it. If I couldn't afford it, I put it on a credit card. I guarantee you the majority of these young people you're seeing in this video are living their lives that way.
What's the mental health of this country going to look like in the next decade if this continues? We already have the highest level of mental health, lowest levels of mental health amongst the Gen Z and young millennials that I believe historically has ever been registered. I don't know how long we've been studying that, but it's not good. Since COVID, it's not good. And now we're in a world where you have to make $128,000 to live comfortably in a home in America, according to the Wall Street Journal, where you have to make over $100,000 just to get to the point, honestly, if you're in a relationship with a home, to cover your bills. Not thriving, not saving, not investing, not growing, not gaining assets, not facilitating a lifestyle that you're going to be proud of in the land of opportunity with your hard workedness. I'm just going to be very real with you. As a real estate agent who's been doing this for 8 years now, I served in the military. I went overseas. I fought in Afghanistan. I did the thing for this country. I'm sick. I'm sick of what this country is doing right now. Continuing to gaslight this next generation into thinking the opportunity is still there. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, the land of opportunity is not opportune right now. If you are looking in the mirror at yourself wondering what you're doing wrong, let me look into your camera and tell you you're not. Let me tell you, there are so many millions of young, hardworking men and women in our country right now that are not reaping the benefits that the past generations reaped. You are not dumb. You are not non-special. You are not doing it wrong. You are working hard, 40, 50, 60 hours, you and your significant other, maybe hundreds of hours of work a week within your household, and you still feel like you can hardly afford to raise your child? That's not fair.
You know, just thinking back when my parents, you listening to the stories and just how I grew up, I don't agree with that. I believe that if you were to talk to them, they would tell you about how hard it was for them too.
So many things we were going to buy. Now, we get to stare at it in our account for a couple minutes before reality hits and all those auto payments get taken out.
Tell me you're poor without telling me. Or that you've been broke multiple fucking times. So this morning on the way to work, what do? I'll go to get a coffee, but I check my account balance because I'm using my card. So I always do that.
Now my guess is going to be she didn't go get a 50-cent cup of coffee. She probably went to buy something like Starbucks. That's like $7 or $8 for a Venti or Grande or whatever they're up to now. Those things are expensive. You know, sometimes people need to be on rice and beans, beans and rice, until they can afford to be better. A lot of young people, they want to keep up with the Joneses and be able to do what everybody else is doing, even though they can't afford to do it. And that's what my gut makes me think is going on with these people in the video.
I'm about to use my card. It blew my mind. I just had this like epiphany. I was like, oh my God, I do that every time I'm about to spend money using my card. In case you're not getting what I'm getting at here is that, like, I have to check my account balance before using my card. I log into my CommBank app. Does anyone else do this, or is this just me? Because I've been poor and broke many, many, many times, literally. So is this a thing, or are there people that just use their card? Just pay pass, tap, 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 pay pass, do what you want. Like, there we go. Yep, I'm good. What does that fucking feel like? Because I have anxiety and have to check my card before I spend. Like, maybe like 95% of the time.
See, to me, what that means is if you have to do that, then you're not very budget conscious. And maybe you need to be spending a little less than what you're spending. I mean, it's not rocket science, y'all. You know, I don't really understand. But let me go back. I do understand because I was young one time, made a lot of dumb choices, and it probably took me until I was in my 40s to finally get my head out of my butt and start realizing that I couldn't keep doing the same things I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I've filed bankruptcy. I have done it all, you know, but again, making a lot of bad choices with credit cards and with my own finances, wanting to live like other people until I was able to afford to live like other people. So Dave Ramsey, who I love listening to, some of you probably heard of him. He's a financial guy. Some of you haven't, maybe have not heard of him. And I'm going to leave you on this note. The thing that I love that he says, discipline yourselves, have some restraint. If you got to do rice and beans and get 2 or 3 jobs to get out of the debt, do what you got to do today so that tomorrow you can live like nobody else. Meaning debt-free, having the freedom with a little bit of money as opposed to living like a lot of these people that you've seen in this video. Again, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Love you guys, and I will check you on the next one. Later.